Hi everyone. As you can see, I am making a second turtleneck sweater because I like the first one so much. I am using Bernat Fluffy, and I really love this yarn. It is so super soft. It is so nice to work with, and the balls are just so soft and lush, and they give you so much yardage in a ball. I love this yarn. I think it is a pleasure to work with. So for those of you who want to crochet with me, I did a tutorial for this sweater. You just have to change the starting chain to be 16 instead of 20, like in my video with this yarn. You can do 20, it just makes a bigger neck, and I don't think it needs a bigger neck. I think that it's perfect at 16. So up to you. But I've done this now several times with Bernat Fluffy, and I have seen the results, and I really like them. I'm just about done with this sweater. I'll hold it up in a few minutes. I just wanted to talk about my passion for this yarn. I have made a sweater in every single color I can get my hands on, except the citronella color. That one is very bright and too bright for me, actually. I think I would be nauseated working with it. It's just too neon. And I don't like yellow, so I haven't gotten yellow, but I definitely have gotten every other color that appeals to me. I did black, I did gray. I'm doing gray twice, actually, because I liked the gray so much. And the Rose Dawn is probably my favorite color so far. That's why I've made two of this particular sweater, because I'm trying to sell it, actually. So I am hoping that this can be an example sweater for things that I can make for a store. I'm hoping that somebody will want to sell my garments and be interested in a local artisan. This is just about done. I'm just putting the last row or two on the bottom. And then I do sleeves, my favorite part. They used to be my least favorite part, but now they are my favorite part. I really enjoy sleeve making. It goes quickly, quicker than the body anyway. And now that I have sort of figured out how to make perfect sleeves however I want, that has made it sort of like magic for me. So I think crocheting itself is magic. I think it's funny that I can take balls of yarn and turn them into sweaters without much of a thought, just doing it. So this is a pattern that I came up with after many attempts, shall we say. I have many of these sweaters laying around, and they all have either too big of a neck or they're not long enough in the sleeves. It took me a lot of attempts to get this just about right, and how to figure out how to measure just so that this would fit everybody. The pattern you size to yourself as you go, so you don't need to count rows or stitches, except in the beginning when you're doing the yoke. Then you have to count stitches. But that's easy. You can do that in your head. You don't need a stitch marker. And the seam, the back seam, is what you use to count, to know that you have gone in an entire circle. So I think it's a pretty easy pattern. I think anybody can learn how to make these sweaters. They're fun, and they're addictive, I think. I have made so many of them, and I love wearing them, and I really enjoy making them. So we'll see how it goes. I just got a message from a friend I should probably answer. I just wanted to talk more about Bernat Fluffy and say that some of the colors are softer than other colors. And I've noticed that the rust red color, which I think is called mineral red, is not as soft as the rest of the colors. I have gotten the teal color, and the first batch I got was not as soft as the one that I felt in Michael's recently. So I don't know what that's about, but some of the colors are just not as fluffy and soft as the name would imply. And I think it's just how they do the colors, or the tube that they're using. I'm not sure what it is, because this is a blown yarn that's blown through a tube. So whatever they have done, some of those yarns are just not as soft and fluffy as the rest. Let me know if you found this in your experience with the yarn, if you've had any experience with it, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you thought that it was too sheddy, because it is a very sheddy yarn. I have a pile of shed on my hook at the moment. It's not a pile, it's just a little, but it's enough. It adds up over time. But I sure love this yarn, and I think that it's fabulous, and I love that it's machine washable, which is nice. I've made one for someone that I'm giving to at the end of this week that I'm very excited to see how it fits, because I had to guess. I didn't get to size it to her, so we're hoping that it fits her just right. I sized it to myself and tried to make it a little bit bigger for me than I would make it for myself, and hopefully we have a perfect fit on this fabulous friend of mine. So I've sold 2 of my sweaters recently. I haven't been paid for one of them, but that's all right. I'll get there. I don't want to break this poor girl's bank. But she loved my sweater and it looked fabulous on her, so she gets it. This sweater is coming out beautifully. This Rose Dawn color is just gorgeous. It's got flecks of white that you can see in it, and it just looks like some sort of heirloom piece. I love the color. I think that it's absolutely gorgeous. And when I first saw this color advertised, actually at Joann's of all things, and they don't even have this color, but this was advertised at Joann's first. This is where I first saw an ad for it, and they had this color, the gold color, and there was a gold Afghan pattern that they were advertising with it, and I really wanted to make that Afghan. It looked beautiful, and I wanted to do it in this rose gold color. Rose Dawn color. Sorry, it's called Rose Dawn. And truly, I mean, these are sizable balls. This is still as big as my head, and I've been using it for a little while now. Not to make this whole sweater. I have this is the second ball that I'm on. I just finished the first ball because I'm just about done with the body. And once I get over to this sleeve hole, I will stop. I am just about there. So thanks for joining me, everybody, today for some crocheting and some chat about yarn. I really enjoy talking about yarn, and this one is one of my favorites. And something about the color, there's something about it in person too. It's like the softest of all of them, I think. It's super soft. It is really, really nice to work with, and I clearly love the color because I'm wearing it. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm wearing this sweater as well. And I love it. So I'm making another. And hopefully I will use it as an example sweater of sweaters that I can make with this yarn. My ball is in the way, sorry. For those of you that have not used this yarn, you can get it at Michael's and you can get it at Joann's. Michael's has all the colors, whereas Joann's only has some colors, and their colors differ from the ones that Michael's has. So keep that in mind, that if you want to have a selection of colors, go to Michael's. If you want gray, or if you want light blue or citronella, you have to get it through Joann's. But Michael's has the rust color, it has the jade color, it has the jade green color, it has the teal color. Michael's has a ton of colors, and it has this Rose Dawn color, which is my favorite. My favorite. It's like a peachy pink, and I just think it's spectacular. And I guess I'm going around again. Can't be too long. That's a lesson that I've learned. You can't make too long of a sweater. Not with just doing a row or two. And it's nice. It's nice to have a sweater that's long. And I think this one is going to be just right. If I can ever stop doing it. Have a good rest of your day, people. Thank you for joining me for a little crochet and chit chat. I appreciate it, and I hope that some of you reply and give comments to let me know what you think. Bye now.